sorry we are 2 minutes late. We're testing something. I need to make sure everyone can hear us. Can everyone hear us?
Pull it together, Denmans.
I know.
Is this on? Yes, mine's on.
Everything should be on. Trying something different. Waiting. Yes.
Heidi can hear us.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. Okay, I don't know if this is going to be any better because we still have not had a chance to buy all the things we need to soundproof the room. So we are breaking out the old lapel mics and seeing if that helps.
We've literally heard your complaints and we're trying to fix it.
Yeah, and we know. I mean, just from our testing, we can tell the room just needs to be soundproofed, but...
Is it less echoey? That's going to be...
Yeah, and it's still going to be somewhat echoey, but we're just hoping that it is less echoey. That's the goal. I just want to point out, 91 degrees in Minnesota, awesome. You had a warmer day than we did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, happy Mother's Day, everyone. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
All the mothers. All the mothers, no matter what kind of mother you are. Doggy mothers, kitty mothers, animal mothers in general.
Fur baby mothers.
Fur baby mothers.
Mothers to wild children. Mothers to grown children. Grandmothers.
Good. Yeah. Good. And it looks like everyone can see. I mean, can hear. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hopefully everyone can see. We haven't changed the camera. Oh, man.
Did you have a good day?
Me? Yeah. Did you, though?
Yeah.
You're the mother. We have to make sure she has a good day.
I did have a good day. I had coffee in bed. I got to sleep in. Yeah, it's awesome, Carol. Yeah, it was a good day. It was just kind of chill, and I got to do just whatever I wanted to do, really. We had a good lunch.
Yeah.
At Dan and Lou's. We had cooking with Dan and Lou for lunch, so we won't be hopping off to leave. You know, we don't have that tonight, so we had it today.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did some outdoor stuff that was really fun that will be coming to video this week, right?
Yes. The much anticipated...
Oh, we haven't done good things.
Oh. What are we doing? So worried about the sound. We haven't done good things. Okay.
It is our good thing.
Listen, we start every live with good things. This is to put us in a positive mindset before we sit down and chat for about an hour. So let us know what you've got going on good in your life in the chat. If you're watching this later, put it in the comments. It can be anything big or small. We love them all. And look at that. Got a happy Mother's Day from Ricardo.
Aww.
Thank you so much. All the beautiful mothers.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Ricardo.
Oh, man. Okay, good things. Well, I have a good thing that goes along with Mother's Day, which kind of caught me off guard, but it was kind of a proud moment. So, Friday, Caden, our oldest, comes up to me and says, Dad, his exact words, he goes, Dad, I'm older now, and I feel like I should be contributing more to, like, you know, stuff like Mother's Day. And I was like, well, baby, you contribute every year. And he's like, yeah, but, you know, a lot of times, like, you know, you buy the stuff and it'll be from us or we'll pick it out. But I've got some extra money. I was thinking that maybe you could take me to, like, a flower shop and I could pick out some flowers for Mom. And I was like, of course? Like, yeah, of course. And he was like, awesome. So we went to a handful of flower shops yesterday. Caden got to experience how expensive flowers can be on a holiday weekend where flowers are given out regularly. And he was a little sticker shocked.
Yeah.
And I helped him out. He paid for most of it. I helped him out and got stuff. We should have brought it in. Got stuff, a really cool bouquet of velvet roses, white velvet roses with fairy lights and honeybees, and it was like a big sunflower in the middle. It was right up Steph's alley.
Beautiful.
And Caden did all of it. He wanted to go to the flower shop. He picked it out. It was awesome. It was so cool. So
that was super sweet for him to. Buddy told me his private conversation with Caden, how he said he wanted to help contribute this year. And
Caden didn't tell me to keep it secret or anything. I was just like, I just wanted to tell Steph because I was excited.
Yeah, and it's super sweet because as I'm watching Caden get older, I can tell that he really enjoys gift giving.
Uh-huh.
He has a hard time holding on to his money and saving his money because he spends it on everyone else.
I'm pretty sure he gets it from us. At least me. I love gift giving.
Yeah.
Gift giving is kind of like my love language.
Yeah.
I enjoy gift giving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoy it too.
Yeah.
But we also are struggling with helping him learn how to save. And so it's very sweet. And I would never, obviously I'm not going to tell him no, he can't buy his mom a thing of roses for Mother's Day. But him wanting to contribute was just touched my heart because he's getting older. But yeah.
Yeah. That was
a good thing. Yeah.
I loved it. What's yours, babe?
My good thing is, let me turn this off. My phone's going crazy. My good thing, we hosted a game night with our friends here in the barn for the first time yesterday. Mm-hmm. So I think that was really fun. That was my good thing, is that we got to have friends over, and I grilled some burgers for everyone, and we hosted. Yep. And we had
a lot of my friends and coworkers that have not been able to see the barn since it's finished were able to see it, mm-hmm. and a whole lot of comments like, I can't believe you guys built this yourself. And I was like super proud.
It was a cool moment.
People were just walking through and they're like, wait, you put a shower in here? Oh my gosh, like looking around at everything, and and that was a really good feeling. But it was fun. Yeah. Right. That was a really good thing, having everyone over for a game night.
Yeah, barbecue and game night, and it's just nice to unwind and be in our space and have everyone over. It was fun. Yeah.
It was really fun.
What a good thing.
Steph helped me pick out some stuff for my mom for Mother's Day, which was a lot of butterfly things and garden flags and
outdoor stuff. We got some little things that we thought that she'd like.
Yeah, a lot of it butterfly theme. My mom loves butterflies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, it was, and then we went to up to Uncle Daniel's for the Mother's Day fish fry today. We had lots of people were exchanging flowers and little gifts like that.
Mm-hmm.
Super cool.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was nice. I just got in from the garden because I started taking some cuttings from some of my tomato plants. So I'm going to try to propagate more tomato plants. And it's because we have I'm going to try to make it. There's a plant swap, the very first plant swap in our town. And
which I think is a little late. I feel like it should have been a little bit earlier, like when our plants were coming out of the greenhouse, but...
And what I was telling Buddy is it might have been a good time to do it earlier for vegetables, but like not everybody
That's true.
swaps vegetable plants, you know, but so I took some cuttings and I'm going to try to see if I can't get, you know, obviously I can get them to grow, but I wanted to try to make it up to the plant swap and just see what they have and bring some stuff that I can exchange too and see what I can come home with.
I mean, it's a swap, so it's not like you'll be going there spending a bunch of money, right?
No, yeah, there's no money allowed.
No money exchange.
Yeah, you have to just...
So you can come home with all the plants. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe this is how we'll get all of our plants from now on.
Swapping?
Swap them.
Yeah.
The loofah queen has arrived. Everyone in town has loofahs all of a sudden.
Oh, I could totally bring loofah plants.
Oh, yeah, you could. Yes, you could.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Joan, here's the baby chickens. Joan?
Well, let's talk about it. First, I want to answer Janet's question. What did they think of the desk? So all my friends got to see the desk way before I did because Steph was sending them pictures and getting...
That's not true, just James.
Oh, just James. Okay, yeah, that's right.
When it was done, I shared it.
One of my friends. Sorry. But getting to see it in person, so they had all seen pictures by that time, but getting to see it in person, yeah, they were like blown away.
They liked it? I was outside cooking.
James actually stopped and walked in, and he was like, I didn't have the light on. He was like, you gotta turn the light on. I gotta see this in person. He was like getting down and looking at all the miniature figures, and he was like, this is amazing. Like seeing it in person was a whole new thing.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, so what were you gonna say? You were reading a comment?
The chicks.
The chicks, yes. Do you want to tell everyone why there's 3 baby chicks inside the barn right now?
Yeah, I incubated them with the lawn crowers. There was 3
No.
baby chicks that I incubated that hatched with the lawn crowers that didn't hatch.
Listen, this is a text message I get. She sends me a picture, or no, she sends me a text, and she says, what? I gotta read it. Now I have to read it.
Are you gonna read the whole thing?
Yeah.
Are you?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Let's see if he reads it in its entirety.
Okay. I gotta find the picture.
Uh-huh.
Where did you send it?
It's up there somewhere.
Alright, yeah, I think we're getting...
Are we getting close?
No.
No?
Just missed it. Okay. Yeah, no, I can't read everything.
No, you can't. Why?
Alright.
Were you mean?
No,
Were you being mean?
I was in shock. I wasn't being mean.
Oh, okay.
One of the chicks was in the barn and had gotten out and was pooping everywhere, right?
It flew out of the little container.
Followed by, and then I think one of them gave birth. These are chickens that just came out of the incubator. Okay? They're little chickens. And she said one of them gave birth. And I said, gave birth, question mark? And then she sends me a picture with like 7 chickens. And I said, are you kidding me?
Oh,
and
is that
she said, it's a miracle.
It's a miracle. They just...
It's a miracle.
Tripled.
So what happened? You just couldn't help yourself.
I just went to Tractor Supply and I was just there for rabbit hay.
Yeah.
And
which I
dog
know
food.
we've got to do a
Lola video.
Lola video, welcoming Lola. We will, I promise.
Yeah. I went to get rabbit hay for the rabbit, and dog food. And when I was there, I heard chirping, and it was like one of those pulls, those like gravitational pulls. And I was like, I'm just gonna go look and see what they got. Yeah. And then I blacked out. Honestly, I texted Jamie and Bree, and I blacked out because I said, I don't know what happened. I sent them a picture of the box. And Jamie was like, oh my gosh, what kind are they? And I said, truly, I don't remember because I was acting so fast so I couldn't talk myself out of it. I was just like, yeah, give me some of those.
Yeah.
But I told her, I'm pretty sure one of them was called lavender something. Lavender, I remember the word lavender something. It is, see, thank you, Mary. And then the other one was some sort of Wyandotte. There were the others.
They're like this big.
No, those are Bannies.
Okay, well, they're tiny.
The other ones that I got, one was lavender, one was a Wyandotte something.
Okay.
But the Bannies are just, they're little nuggets. They're like tiny little.
They're little, and they can't be out there with the other chickens. So they're in the barn.
Yeah, so they're now, I've got 3 little Bannies that are chirping away incessantly.
We don't know why they're chirping so much. They have food, water, heat lamp. They just chirp.
They just chirp a lot.
They're like the chirpiest chickens.
Yeah. I'll be happy when they can move out.
So yes, that will be the background noise for tonight's live. It's a consistent chirp of Bannies. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so.
But they're little.
Lavender Orpington? Is that what it was?
Maybe.
Roxanne, I was wondering.
Lavender Orpington, maybe.
Orpington. Yeah. Well, we should probably give an update on Casca. We have had lots of comments wanting to know, and people have reached out to us, wanting, with questions about Casca and just some concerns and things like that. So we can go ahead and talk about that. As far as her healthiness, Casca is normal, I feel like.
What does that mean?
She's put back on her weight.
Yeah. The supplements are helping.
Yeah, she's got to be drinking regularly because she's using the bathroom regularly.
Not in the cat box.
Yeah, so the problem with Casca now is that we believe that she only has peripheral vision.
Very little bit. Very little.
So, she does a lot of coming to sounds, and it's starting to make sense a little bit more with the walking in a circle, because we noticed while we were giving her food, her special food and medicine and all the stuff that we got from the vet, when she goes down to the bowl of food, she turns her head to the side and goes down towards it, and then she turns and starts to eat. She also, when she wants love and she's coming up to you, she looks out of the corner of her eyes to find your leg, to rub against your leg. Mm-hmm. Like what cats normally do, but you can tell she's using the peripheral vision. But we can just tell that she is pretty much moving around to sounds. So, I don't know. I mean,
there are so many different possibilities that it could be in the comments.
Yeah,
from diabetes to tumors to blood pressure to toxins to vestibular disease to ear mites to, did you check for, there's this long word of something I couldn't pronounce, and the thing is, to run all of those tests, it would be really hard to do.
The reason why our vet was leaning towards some sort of poison, ingested poison, or she ate an animal that maybe ingested poison, was because it was so sudden onset. This was not a slow deterioration. This was not, hey, we're noticing weird things every day with Casca. Casca was a feisty, crazy little Siamese cat, and then all of a sudden she's puking and has no energy, and then
can't get up,
and then we take her in, we find out her her kidneys aren't working properly to get rid of all of her stuff. And all of this is in a very short period of time. And then all of a sudden, she starts acting better. She starts feeling better. She starts moving around and acting like normal Casca, but she just can't see anymore.
No, she can't.
I don't know. It is very sad. But
yeah,
I don't know. What we're gonna do, whatever we need to do for her. But
yeah. I mean, I'm gonna continue to basically not hand feed her, but make sure she's eating her special diet, and you know, the vet said that there's a chance that maybe she would regain her vision and maybe she won't. And I'm thinking it's been long enough now that I feel like she should have regained her vision if she was going to, and I think the peripheral vision might be the best we're gonna get.
yeah. Sounding suspicious, yes, I get it, like a poison. The weird thing about it is, though, is that, like, I don't think anyone would have, like, wished harm on our animals, or not around here. We're pretty much surrounded by family, but
And our other cat is fine.
the other cat is fine, and we don't use poisons for anything around here that a cat would eat. The only thing that we don't really know, and we haven't had a chance to talk to Logan, but we don't know if they put anything out for like rats around the greenhouse. Because our cats will go over to the greenhouse every now and then because we're just literally right there. We'll see them walk back and forth. I don't know if they deal with rats at the greenhouse or if they put a poison out, but the vet did say that she doesn't think that Casca ingested poison because typically that has like dire consequences that happen really quick. But what could have happened is that an animal had ingested poison and was metabolizing that poison already, and then Casca ate that animal, like a rat or a mouse or something.
Yeah.
And that allowed it to not have that bad of effect on her, but still have lots of crazy repercussions because it's poison. So I don't know. She's still super young too. She's just a young cat, and there were so many things that you guys were mentioning that could possibly hit that really only affected older cats. Doesn't mean it couldn't have been that, but it was like typically that you see this in older cats, and that kind of threw us off a little bit, but
yeah,
I don't know. But like I said, we will do, like, I'm happy that she is feeling normal again, and we've even seen a little bit of her feistiness kind of come back.
Yeah. Like sometimes she'll, like when she was normal, she would just kind of like hide and then jump out and grab my leg and like for no reason at all. She just thought it was funny. She'd flick her tail and she'd kind of just grab onto you. It hurts, but it's her playful nature.
Yeah.
Yesterday she did that, but it was because I think I stepped back and spooked her a little bit, and I think she just kind of like me. But that's the first time that she's really had that little energy to grab and bite, you know. So whether out of playfulness or out of fear, it makes me feel better knowing that she has that reaction to being spooked or, you know, playful or whatever it is, because that was the first.
So that's the update on Casca. If anything changes, we're gonna let you guys know for sure. But again, we're following the doctor's orders for her, and we're gonna make sure that that she gets all that she needs. And if she loses her sight, we will care for a blind cat like we would have for a non-blind cat. So it'll be a little bit more work, but it'll be all right.
So I have got this question a lot, Mary. Did they check for diabetes? So they did a full blood panel for her, like CBC type stuff, and then they also did one for her organs. So and then they also did a urinalysis. They went straight into the bladder and did a urinalysis that way as well. And the urinalysis was clear for UTI, but the blood work came back abnormal for her kidney function. Now I'm assuming that if they were to do all that blood work, because it was like a packet of blood work results, that they would have told me if they found diabetes signs within that, which she didn't say. So,
our vet basically was like, we need to get those kidneys functioning properly. So that's the regiment she's on, is a renal regiment to get the kidneys functioning properly and making sure that. What was that noise?
Did we lose something?
Making sure that you guys can still hear us, huh? Hello? Yeah.
Okay. Something beeped over here.
Making sure that the kidneys are functioning properly and that she's getting all of the vitamins that she needs. So, that's what it is right now.
I'll look for it to see if it says the A1C test.
A1C test, yeah, we can check.
Oh, what else? So, just to give you a little bit of what to look forward to, we checked on our wild beehive today for the first time.
Yes, we did.
We suited up.
You guys have been wanting a bee update for the longest time, and we finally did it.
We suited up, so be on the lookout.
Be on the lookout.
Be on the lookout. I am still here, so that's good news.
Yeah.
That I didn't go into anaphylactic shock or anything. But that video will be coming out if you want to keep an eye out on what our wild beehive looks like. You'll have to look for the video.
Yeah. See what all the buzz is about.
Donuts.
We also checked on the hive that Pawpaw gave us.
Yeah.
The established hive. So,
over in Bree's pasture.
Yep.
And that'll also be in the video too.
Yep, we got them both in there. I think I'm going to title it A Tale of Two Hives. That sounds good, huh?
Oh yeah, that sounds good.
That'll be the title.
Right on, just made that up on the spot.
A Tale of Two Hives.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else, babe? Oh, we got a garden video coming out tomorrow. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. May have some mystery vegetable in it that we're growing for the first time.
Oh yeah. That I got to harvest.
Yes. Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Yes, that'd be cool. Speaking of the garden, I'm struggling with the squash, and so is Jamie, by the way. I talked to her today at Mother's Day lunch. Struggling with the squash vine borer moth. I kept it at bay for a little bit, but I think it's a losing battle here for me. So shortly, in a little bit, I'm going to be ripping up my squash plants and replanting okra.
But we did get a good amount.
Yeah.
For the time that we had.
For the time we had, we actually got some, which last year we didn't hardly get many at all because we were dealing with flooding.
So I think what you said earlier today when you were talking to Jamie made a lot of sense about how
crop rotation?
Yeah. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So our very first year with the big garden, I planted like 58 zucchini plants. And I got a lot of feedback of like, why are you planting so many zucchini plants? And it's because in years past, I got like one zucchini before the squash vine borer took down my plant. So I was like, I'm going to go crazy with it. That year, the very first year, I was literally throwing zucchini through people's windows trying to get them to take the zucchini. I had so much zucchini. It was like, that was the whole purpose of the freeze stand because I was just couldn't give it away. Last year I didn't get very much because of the hail and the flooding, although we did get one or two. This year, what's happening? Oh, this year, the squash vine borer moth is just really out of control with the squash, and it's attacking a bunch of my plants. And this is what I was telling Jamie. Once the squash vine borer moth finds your plants, you basically have to plant your next crop far, far away because they will burrow and pupate in the soil. Like once the moth lays its egg and the egg hatches and the worm gets into your stem of your plant, it eats it, right? And then the stem breaks and the whole plant dies. Well, that worm goes down into the ground and it pupates and it will basically stay there until it comes back out as a moth, right?
So you gotta move it.
You have to move.
We gotta move the squash and the zucchini somewhere, like over to the broccoli and cabbage.
And it's not that that's the moth won't find it over there, but it would be less likely that those plants will be as damaged if you just keep planting them in the same spot over and over again, where the moth basically is alive and here's where I'm going to lay my eggs now, right there. So you really do have to amend the soil and till up the soil and give it a few seasons. And we didn't this time around. We planted right where they were before, and now we're battling with it pretty bad. So next season, probably move them around a little bit.
Yeah. Thank you again, Marie, and for the sub. This was crazy. When I was editing your video for the BT treatment, you got some really good footage of the worm, the caterpillar inside there, the larva, and you were like pulling it out. You got footage of the actual vine borer moth go flying around.
Yeah, and the tiny eggs.
And the eggs, you were able to catch like
all
the aspects of how they start to destroy your squash plant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just staying on top of it. And BT, the Bacillus thuringiensis, that's the name of BT, but it's easier to say BT. It only has a lifespan in the plant. Oh, okay. It only has a lifespan for about 24 or 48 hours once you mix the solution. So it doesn't last very long, but you want to make sure you get it in there right when the larva is eating, and then it'll hopefully stop it from damaging the plant anymore. Sometimes they're just too far gone.
Do you think we were a little late?
I think I saved some of them, but it's like a life cycle, right? So I might have killed off one in there, but if another egg was hatching 2 days later and got in there and another caterpillar's in there or munching down, it's like, it's hard. It's hard during this time. Some people wait to plant their squash until it's hotter in the season, but then it's like you're battling the heat.
Yeah.
Because the moths will disappear after a couple months. So if you can wait and plant another round of your squash later on, you shouldn't have that problem as bad.
Which what we're rotating in is okra, and it loves the heat. So that's going to be good.
Yeah, okra loves heat.
Speaking of heat, I think today might be our last kind of goodbye from spring.
Goodbye, spring.
Because it feels so good outside.
Mm-hmm.
It feels so awesome.
Yeah.
Just a cool breeze, warm air, just like, it feels really good, and we're going to be up in the 90s.
High of 95 in the middle of the week.
95 on Wednesday. And usually when I see that, especially in May, I think, okay, now's the time. Here comes the heat.
Mm-hmm.
We may get lucky and not get like crazy high, but I don't know.
So where the corn grew is now the loofah patch, and it's also really wet over there.
Corn was not good for us up there or down there.
Yeah.
That was, we didn't really think that out very well. We thought it would be a good place for a corn patch. For whatever reason, the sorghum did great. Maybe that's what we need to do, is make it a sorghum patch, because as wet as it stays down there, the sorghum thrive.
Yeah, I have a confession. I enjoyed growing sorghum and trying that out.
But not processing.
But the processing of the sorghum to get a cup
Yeah.
1 cup of the actual
Sorghum
syrup
Yeah.
was a lot of work. And like harvesting all of the canes and processing the canes was like a 2 or 3 day process.
You know, a much easier thing to do is sorghum. Just throw it in a chicken run.
Yeah, sorghum's really good for the grain, like the little bushel on the top that has all the grains. Sorghum grains is great, but I grew it because I wanted to try to make syrup, our own sweetener, natural sweetener, which I did, and I made cookies.
Yep.
And I brought them all around the hill for people to try the sorghum cookies. But it's just, the crop does well, but I don't know how useful it would be.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it does good.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed the heat. The Texas heat.
Still looking forward to eating some loofahs this year. That'd be cool.
I'm not looking
forward to it. A lot of people compare loofahs to squash, right?
Yeah.
But the vine borer moths don't mess with them.
Mm-mm.
Did we discover something?
What?
A squash alternative?
I don't know. I just think I'm gonna have a hard time eating that.
I think we should do a catch and cook on loofah.
Catch and cook?
Yeah, we catch it and we cook it. Catch it off the vine and catch and cook. Do a catch and cook on loofah.
Did you just make that up?
No, everyone does catch and cooks all over YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah, but typically it's an animal. But in this scenario, it's a loofah.
Okay.
We'll do a catch and cook on loofah, and then we will do a family taste test on loofah.
Okay.
That sounds like a plan.
Maybe we could pickle some loofah.
Pickled loofah? Oh my gosh, you're blowing my mind. Welcome to the Loofah Homestead, y'all.
Dad, there is no dumb questions here, okay? Could letting the chickens in the area remove the bugs? No.
Not those bugs.
Not those bugs.
Because they're flying and they would have to tear the plant up in order to get to
The
worm.
eggs are so tiny that are laid on the stem. And then they just burrow straight into the plant. And there's no way the chickens can
Call it
pick those
pick
off.
and cook. There you go.
A pick and cook. Okay.
So we haven't recorded any of it. Well, actually, I did. I'll put it in a video. Part of it. We've been now that our plants are larger, we have been letting our chickens come back out in the free range, which we love to do. We just can't do it when our plants are small. So all of our chickens have been out free range, except for the little babies that Cuckoo's taking care of. Those are all staying because they're small. But our main hens and rooster have been coming out and free ranging.
They've been helping themselves to make cucumbers, though.
That's what I was going to say. The problem is, right now, they've been getting the cucumbers.
Especially the ones along the ground.
If they're up high, they're pretty safe, but...
Although I did see a chicken jumping.
Yeah.
She was like jumping and pecking.
Trying to get
jumping
them.
and pecking, yeah.
Cucumbers have been a little bit under attack. We've still gotten a lot. We've gotten a good amount of cucumbers, but lately we'll find them just completely pecked up from the chickens. So that is one bad thing about letting them free range. The plants themselves are big enough to not get scratched up, and that's really a lot of the problem with, like, when we first plant the garden and they're just little saplings. We keep all of our chickens in the run, and then we got to chase off my mom's chickens because they all free range. In years past, we have caught my mom's chickens and clipped their wings, but I feel like my mom's chickens have just exploded. She used to have like 10, and now she's got 70 that just live all over the place. So it's a little bit more difficult, but yeah, that's the tricky part about protecting your garden when it's super young. But once the plants get to a certain height and they're established, just let the chickens out. No big deal.
Yeah.
They'll just get some cucumbers every now and then.
Yeah, and we have so many cucumbers right now, like, I don't mind sharing, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do have a lot of cucumbers.
And I've got a lot of tomatoes that are setting up. And I noticed we have jalapenos.
We have jalapenos?
Mm-hmm.
The plants are so tiny.
They're in there. They're growing.
Wow.
I know.
feels like not hot enough to get jalapenos.
I know, but they're like this long.
Hmm.
I'll show you. And we have Anaheim's growing too. Anaheim peppers.
iPad users can't join our channel? I don't know anything about that.
I don't either.
I don't have an iPad, but that shouldn't be the case. I don't know. I don't have an iPad or an iPhone, so I don't. Sorry, Lori.
Patty says she has to turn her new TV up 3 times the volume to hear us. Oh no.
Maybe we're quieter, but we are less echoey. I don't know. We're gonna figure this stuff out, guys.
Mary said something about cream cheese and bacon. And I don't know what you're talking about, Mary, but that sounds really good, whatever. Oh, like stuffing it? Like stuffing, maybe stuffed jalapenos?
Yeah, stuffed jalapenos.
Mm. Yeah, I love me some stuffed jalapenos.
I love them. So good.
Yeah.
What else? What else we got going on?
Well, Connor. Did we talk about
Connor?
Connor?
Well, I put it in a video, so everyone, and I did, thank you guys so much. Those of y'all that watched the video and sent us congratulations comments on Connor making the National Junior Honor Society, thank you very much. We are super proud. Super proud.
Mm-hmm.
Connor, our middle son in 7th grade, was selected. He was part of a small group of students in his school that were selected to join the National Junior Honor Society. I think I may have used this as my good thing last week, but it actually happened now.
Yeah.
We got to go to the induction ceremony. It was really cool. They had candles out. Every candle represented a pillar of their belief system the pillar of like what they stand for in the honor society. And every time they would talk about that, they would light a candle, and it was just super cool. Super cool. And then they announced everyone that got inducted into it. So Connor is starting this new journey in the honor society. So he will be expected to volunteer. He'll be expected to keep his grades up. He'll be expected to show leadership at the school, which I think are all things that Connor's got down pretty well. Yeah. So that was awesome. Mm-hmm. Another proud. We've had lots of proud parent moments lately.
We have, yeah.
Really have.
Mm-hmm.
The kids are just rocking it.
Mm-hmm. Makes Mother's Day nice.
Yeah.
And Caden got his truck, and so he knows now that that truck out there is his, and that he's going to be working on it and fixing it up, and he's really excited about that. So
he hasn't named the truck yet, but I'm sure he will. I'm interested to see. So I sat down with Caden today, and he's still kind of learning how to drive a standard, so that's a work in progress, but I sat down with him today and showed him a list of things that I told him he should be looking into getting for his truck. And he was kind of going through them and things like that. And he was like, yeah, those are really good. Thanks for getting that list together. I mean, I'm just like not secretly, I'm in love with that truck. I love that truck. I will sit down at night and watch videos of people fixing up 92C 1500s and just be inspired all day long about all the things that I think would be amazing to do to that truck. But I do know that this needs to be Caden's baby. It needs to be his project, and take some ownership of it. And I have a feeling that when he gets that first upgrade, whatever it is, knowing him, probably a radio. When he gets that first upgrade, that's probably when he's going to be like, okay.
Got the bug to what can I do now?
Now I have to do all the things.
Yeah.
So, but he's supposedly going to get a job this summer, so.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see if he can afford to do the things that he wants to do. But yeah, I just have a feeling a stereo would be first because, hey, I was 16. And I had a Nissan Sentra, a little fixer-up Nissan Sentra, and the very first thing I did was buy a stereo.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna
Thank you, Angel.
highlight this comment. So you found a huge blackberry bush behind your pump house, and you'd love to try and get cuttings off of it to replant. What I would suggest, Cindy, is don't get a cutting. If you look closely at the ground, there will be runners. So blackberries, you'll have your main plant, and then they put off shoots. So
rhizomes.
Rhizomes,
They
right?
go under the ground and then
Under the ground, and then they'll pop up somewhere else. Those are the best to gently pull, where you'll get some of the root with it. And if you could get just some of the root, you take that and you snip it, and you repot that. And once you repot that, sometimes you'll see it get kind of like droopy, and it'll wilt and maybe even drop some of the leaves. But eventually it'll come back, and as long as you're watering it, of course, and caring for it. Once it starts to put off new growth, then you know that the root system is established, and then you can plant it anywhere you want. I don't recommend just going to a plant and taking a cutting of a blackberry and sticking it in some soil, because they rhizome everywhere and there's runners everywhere. That's the best bet if you want to try to propagate blackberry.
Yep. And we have done that. We've moved them. I mean, we had videos on it not too long ago, moving them around to different places.
And I've given some to Pawpaw, and Kim has like 4 or 5 blackberry plants. Yeah, every time I see shoots, I just pull them up and stick them in a pot and ask, who wants blackberries?
Yeah, that's where that comes from, that joke. When people call and say, are your blackberries running?
That's never a thing. You broke my brain. No one says that. No one has ever. No one says that, right? Are your blackberries running?
Are your blackberries running? We better go catch them so you can give them away at Plant Swap.
Wow.
Thank you, Billy. I saw a question. Rick asked a question. Does he have his permit? Yes, he did. Caden does have his permit. So with a licensed adult, he is road legal. Now there is a little setback to that because the truck itself is not road legal yet.
Oh yeah.
Gigi and Papa can't find the title, so they're
We'll have
gonna
to do like a lost title.
Yeah, they're gonna do a lost title thing. I don't know how long that takes or how much it costs, but we'll figure that out. But yeah, so we gotta get the title. Need to get it added to the insurance, inspected, all that stuff. And I'm gonna get classic tags for it. It's got farm tags now for the truck, but I want to do classic tags.
Well, if we registered as classic, you can only drive it.
No, you're thinking antique. So there's classic and antique. If you register it as a classic, it's an everyday driver.
Oh.
Yeah, you get a couple benefits. I think you don't have to have a front license plate. You can only have a back, and it says classic on the license plate, things like that. Now, antique is cool, all right? If you have which is the same amount of years, whatever it is, 25 or 30 or something like that, 25, I think.
I just hate.
What?
I hate that it's a 92 and it's considered antique or classic.
Yeah.
That hurts me.
So an antique is not an everyday driver. You're driving it to car shows, essentially, right?
Yeah, and it's limited on miles that you can.
But you don't have to get registration except for every 5 years. So it's a 5-year registration, and you get a really cool antique license plate with your registration on it. So antique is cool, but Caden's truck is an everyday driver, so we're going to register it as a classic.
Well, I'm a classic.
We're all classics here.
I'm super antique.
Yeah.
And car years.
Yeah. Tell them the title got destroyed in the floods.
Probably.
It
honestly,
may have. It may have.
Yeah.
We really don't know. I mean, G is really good at keeping documents. Like, G has documents from forever ago. And she has everything that she's ever collected in her little, like, paperwork area, except for the tag on this truck, or the title on the truck. So
we'll just file a lost title. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But we have to do that before we can get it registered.
Yeah.
Because So right now it's not legal. And we need to get tires because they're dry rot. There's just a couple things that we have to do before it's like super safe.
Windshield, tires.
Windshield wipers.
Windshield wipers.
It doesn't have a rear view mirror.
That's funny. They both thought at the same time.
Yeah.
I was looking at it the other day because it's hard to not see the busted up front windshield, right? And we were both sitting in there. I was like, oh, there's no rear view mirror. And Steph was like, huh? She looked at me. She's like, weird. There is no rear view mirror.
Yes, it's missing. So there's some pieces.
It's a farm truck, y'all. It's a farm truck. And it's been driven like a farm truck, really, which is fine. It's just, now it's going to be a road truck. Classic.
It's going to be a classic.
Vintage.
Yeah.
Vintage.
One of Buddy's friends that was here yesterday for our game night, he's so funny. He came and he was like, he looked at Caden's truck parked outside. He was like, hey, how much you want for that truck? You want to sell that truck? And I was like, no, it's Caden's truck. But he was like, I love that truck. I want that truck. What happened? Someone being mean?
Yeah, I just had to ban a comment.
Oh. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to be working on that and getting that road ready slowly.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
As long as Caden can save up some of his money, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think he'll be excited once he starts putting some putting some work into it and like getting that feeling, that like satisfied feeling of
pride.
Yeah.
It's my truck.
So we had a little bit of an update come out on Friday on Caden's room. That's essentially it, what you saw. Now you haven't seen the bed in there, which we talked about how we were just ordering a standard black bed frame. But Caden is in his room, and he's been in his room since his birthday. We did it, guys. We did it. A year late, better than never.
Yeah.
We did it. So on Caden's birthday, we surprised him with his own room, which is what we wanted to do. We wanted to double that up with a truck, but we couldn't get the truck running. So the truck came a little after, but it was still kind of a birthday surprise.
Listen, as a 16-year-old, getting your own room and a truck around the same time, that's a huge deal.
Yeah, we were trying to do it big.
Sweet 16 boy style.
Yeah, Sweet 16, which we don't say for dudes, girls only.
Who cares? Boys can have sweet 16.
Rad 16.
Boys can have sweet 16.
It was a rad 16. Anyway, so what you've seen in the video is essentially what Caden's room looks like. Just imagine a bed, a queen size bed. So we still have to do the mirror, the other side of the shelving. We still have to do the open shelving in the spaces. Yeah, in the spaces. And then the last thing I really want to do is get him some sort of desk. So he doesn't have anything to, he has his little dresser that he brought from his other room, which he has his PlayStation on right now, but he doesn't really have a desk. Mm-hmm. I think that's kind of weird. So we're going to get a desk, something to do whatever on. So yeah, you have kind of seen exactly what we've got done in there.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Jamie?
Yep.
She's going to be a grandma to a baby girl.
Jamie, a grandma.
To a little baby girl. That's so crazy to me.
That is crazy.
Xander's going to be a girl dad.
That is crazy.
He wanted a boy. Of
course he did. Yeah. That's what, every dude, they want a boy, but when you have a girl, it's just as great too. Just as good. It's actually kind of worse, because if you're a dad to a girl, they manipulate you.
What? No.
At least Laura does.
You mean that they can talk you into like getting rabbits when mom's not around?
Yeah.
That kind of manipulation?
Yeah. Alora's like double trouble because she's the baby and the only girl. So.
That's all your fault. You have no boundary. You have no. That's you. That's all on you. 100%. I can tell that girl no all day long. She and I will just. Yeah. Speaking of Alora, she's taking all my clothes.
She really has.
I thought I had more time. She's about to be 10. But I turn and look, and she's like somehow wearing she'll go through my dresser, and she'll be wearing my t-shirts, and she's got my shorts, but they're like rolled 4 or 5 times so they don't fall down her little hips. She's stealing all my clothes, and I'm not prepared.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't do laundry. So then all of a sudden,
she kind of does. She just doesn't fold.
Yeah.
I don't know who she got that from. She'll wash and dry all day, but she won't fold. Where did she get that? What parent could have passed that gene
It's
on?
Mother's Day. It's Mother's Day.
Debbie asks, are blueberries and blackberries the same thing? No, they are different. Blueberries are...
I think she meant with like propagating. Surely she knows that they're not the same.
Oh, well, I was just making sure. I don't think... I'm just double checking. I don't think blackberries and blueberries propagate the same way, because a blackberry is like... It's not a vine, but it's like
it's like a hedge.
Yeah, it grows like a hedge. So it grows shoots, right? Which is what does those runners. And a blueberry is an actual bush.
Right.
It's an actual bush. So it's just going to grow up. It's not going to do any weird under the ground stuff.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad I stopped you. I really thought you were about to explain the difference of the fruit. Which,
if you don't know, they're not the same.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Some people. Hey, you know what? In my defense, Ellie thought blackberries were poisonous on Easter.
That's so true.
Ellie would not eat a blackberry because he thought they were poison. So,
yeah.
Some people may not know.
Yeah.
But
it's better safe if you don't know what a berry is. It's better safe to assume that they're poisonous and not eat it. Although we were like, Ellie, these are blackberries. They are not poisonous.
So after a few years, they could get runners.
Oh, neat. Ours don't.
Ours are just bushes. What year are we on for ours? 2?
Year 2.
Year 2?
Mm-hmm.
It'd be interesting to see if we have something pop up after.
Our blueberry bushes are very slow growing, though.
They're so tiny.
Very fast to grow.
They're so tiny.
So,
Yeah. Yeah, I would say this is about right for our blackberries. But for blueberries, we haven't seen any of those yet. But
not yet. I hope to.
About 3 feet away from the bases, seems like that's where our runners for the blackberries pop up everywhere.
Yeah.
And we got, sometimes you'll walk out there and you'll not see anything. And then
the next day it's like this tall out of the ground.
It's just
like,
crazy.
that's a new plant. No, that's a blackberry.
No.
Not yet.
Did not rent the rental house. It is close, but hopefully. Having all the clothes cleaned, folded, and put away. So I'm the kind of person who, as soon as they come out of the dryer, I either hang them up or fold them. I cannot stand to not have my clothes. For one, I can't. I have a lot of like clothes I have to wear to work, so I can't just leave them in a basket because that does nothing except for wrinkle them. Holy moly, Patty! Thank you so much. That is awesome.
We're gonna get him a mirror now.
Yeah, I can get a rearview mirror for sure. That's awesome.
Thank you, Patty.
But yeah, I have to have my clothes hung up and folded immediately. Like I'm kind of a stickler on it. But
I'll wash them.
I'm the only person in the house that feels that way.
I'll wash them and I'll put them in the dryer. But I am horrible. At.
Yeah.
I get so sidetracked. I'm like this, I think, with everything. I don't think I have ADD. I've never been diagnosed I think that a lot of people use that as a crutch. Mm-hmm. Like, I admit it's probably ADD. I don't think I have that, but I do tend to squirrel a lot. And what I mean by that is like, squirrel, I do something and then I will see something else and I'll go do it. And then like, especially in the garden, thank you. Or sometimes I rewash because I forgot that I had started the washer yesterday and you just don't want it to smell off.
Well, the dryer, which I've done too, I have let them sit too long in the dryer, but just restarting the dryer to get the wrinkles out.
Yeah, retumble it.
That's the thing.
I here's my other thing about laundry.
My Lord, this 100%.
Yeah.
Your husband is speaking truth.
Me and Kat could get along well. I am an outside person, so if I can be outside, I'll do laundry on a rainy day if I'm forced to stay inside, and I'll put a true crime documentary on and fold the 5 loads that are just piled up on top of the water. I just would rather do anything else. I'd rather go to the dentist.
Yeah.
I just can't. There's just that one chore I think everyone doesn't like. Some people don't like dishes. Some people don't like vacuuming. I do not like folding clothes. I'll wash them and I'll put them in the dryer all day long. If someone else will fold them for me, we could be BFFs.
Which was supposed to be happening today. I laid this whole plan out for the kids to do laundry.
Yeah, that was my one Mother's Day
for Mother's
wish.
Day.
That's my recurring Mother's Day wish. What? Thank you, Beth.
That's awesome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's gonna be so stoked. Laundry and murder. Yeah, sign me up. Like,
I mean, she does. That's when she does sit down to fold all the clothes. It is the murder shows.
Yeah. My family thinks that I'm strange for that, but
all right. Well,
if it gets me through the day, then
it's 7:03. We did make up for our few minutes that we were late. So.
Oh, is it 7:03? Dang.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us.
Yeah, even on Mother's Day. Like,
on Mother's Day.
Thank you for carving out time.
I know everyone's got stuff they got going on, but again, we love all the mothers. No matter what kind of mother you are, you're awesome.
Yeah.
Because without you, life wouldn't exist. Literally. All right. Thank you guys.
Thinking of all the mothers that want to be mothers and,
oh, of course.
you know.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I don't want to jump off just yet because I want to say something that is near and dear to me, and it makes me emotional. But I worked before I got into real estate. I was in healthcare, and I worked for a reproductive endocrinologist for years and years and years, which reproductive endocrinology translates into infertility, and an infertility doctor. And the infertility world is so near to me because I struggle with myself, like with endometriosis, and I struggle to become pregnant with Alora. And so it's such a sensitive day for a lot of people who don't have their mother here or wanted to have children and couldn't. And I respect that, and I see that, and I honor that, and just know that if that is you, even if you didn't want to have kids, like, that's okay, and that's, Mother's Day can be for everyone. And so I just want to say that, you know, we do love you, and we love everyone, and even if someone is struggling to become pregnant, I pray that the next Mother's Day will be for you.
Awesome.
And there's sirens.
Thank you so much, Vicky.
Thanks, guys. Thank you for contributing for Caden and helping Caden with this truck. It really means a lot to us.
All right. Well, they're coming for us, so
probably coming for you and your jokes.
We gotta hop off. All right. We love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye, guys.